What is going on? I'm Zedmont, and it is time to 69. We are on the dev build. We've got 1,000,000 diamonds. Code Zedmont does not work. That is how you can tell that I am a super creator. This is on the dev build, not a hacked APK. You can't download it. It's not some janky private server. We're going to jump in and do a sneak peek for season 69. Yes, giggity. Heavy Return is the name of the season. They did not lean into the 69 at all. This is not head to tail strategy for success or flipping the script or a balance. Like, there's so many different ways they could have named this season. It would have been funny, but I could understand why they did not. So you don't want to need to read all this stuff. It's just squad leaders. Squad leaders is 69. We have the Zuka fan there. Scrolling down, we have the Minesweeper, and then scrolling even further, we have the Meat Shield. Now, I don't think these guys are going to change the season all on their own, but I am quite happy about the fact that we get the Zuka fan by default, because realistically, on the heavy rush, the Zuka fan is going to be great for getting engine rooms down sooner, and then maybe, just maybe, that Minesweeper is going to do something, but I kind of doubt it. I do wish that the Meat Shield was done earlier on, but I am very, very curious to see how these guys work if there are yellow choppas in the tree. And scrolling down, they are in fact in the tree. Who would have guessed? Anyways, we are going to have a look at this season, try to get you some insights, show you what is coming, and I can't promise I can get you all the details, but we're going to get you as many as we can. Now, at the 2 engine room level, Kavan is way down yonder. I don't think many people are going to go get him. Maybe some people will be using Zukas, but there's no flares, and it looks like a very straight shot forward to get into that next engine room level. No one cares about medkits or cryoneers. I mean, this stuff is not all that tempting. Kavan with heavies has not been a thing ever, so maybe people are going to backfill for heavies, but for the second, let's get some tech goodness. Just like that, we bumped our tech level up past 2,000, and notice that you are going to want to upgrade your landing crafts, but the gunboat, there's nothing to use it on unless you do go get the medkits or Kavan. Otherwise, don't upgrade that gunboat. Every season, there are a couple things where you can save some tokens for later, and that is one of them. So we're going to get mines, we're going to get into mortars. Getting your mortars up to tick 3, up to tick 4 will get you that extra build count. We're going to get our machine guns up to tick 4 for that maximum build count. And then sniper towers, same deal. Tick 4, all you need for starters, and then we're going to unlock that next engine room and see what comes forward. So all of a sudden, you guys have seen this deck layout so many times. You can come from both sides on this one. Hey, yo. Anyways, we are going to drop this stuff kind of over this side because this deck is longer than this deck, and there's more innuendos there that I'm going to stay the heck away from. But into 3 engine rooms we go, and what do we get? We get 25 mines, and that is very, very smart because right below that, of course, is the Minesweeper. And if you remember the Minesweeper, he clears mines by walking into them and takes reduced damage from those mines. So really like the way they put those two things side by each, as you might say. And then down here, we've also got that heavy boost. So going through the Minesweeper, getting your heavy boost. If you're going to stick around at the 3 engine room level, that's probably a great way to go. Not so sold on warriors, though. Boom mines are always a big plus, but against those minesweepers, and remember, you can only have 1 boat of each. So if we go to do our attack, all of a sudden, we got this new select leader button. We're going to get a Zuka fan in there. We're going to go over to here. We're going to get that. Can we do? No. See, you can only have your squad leaders assigned to 1 boat. So we're going to get that second leader assigned, and just a reminder that they are the last troop out of the boat. So if the people have got their mines at the front of the beach, you're not going to clear them with your minesweeper dude. Anyways, moving down the lines, we have got some troop damage here and some gunboat energy and some troop health going through the cannons, getting up into that smoke. I hope that tanks are not a thing. Any season where tanks is a thing is always a sad, sad, sad season, but I don't think there's enough defenses quite yet. Let's just have a look here to see how tanks are going to look against this stuff. So if we load, oh, there's a lot of defenses there actually. So tanks, and tanks are kind of like the safety valve, where they're there in case you need them, but everyone hopes that you really, really, really don't need them. So we're going to throw all these defenses out here just so you can get a general idea of what kind of number of defenses we're looking at. And that, with 35 mines, that's looking a bit ominous. So you're going to want to get out of there into that next engine room level, which of course is going to look just like this. We're going to get, still has that two different ramp action, but a little bit more deck, a little bit bigger deck. And, oh, we got a Warship Global #1 trophy. That is because of dev build. Goodness. Did not earn that one. Did not buy that one. We're going to keep moving forwards, though. We have got 2 more. Now, I'm thinking it's probably going to be flamethrowers at the second, but I'm going to go for cannons. And down here, we get our Sky Shield. That is going to be a big... We still have no flares, by the way. Still no flares. And what is beyond there? So going through that meat shield is going to mean that your troops are going to suddenly be able to burn through that. Because reminder, this protects squad members from damage by taking their damage. Again, this is only for the one boat, though, so very curious to see how these squad leaders affect anything, if at all, into that building damage. Those boom cannons down there, very, very intriguing. Anyways, you know what? Before we go too much farther, there is your 5-engine room deck, and just to double check, let's check the size of these decks. Jumping in there, 15 into 16, you guys know these numbers by now, into 18, and then of course 20, and 22, and then you already know all these numbers, pretty gosh darn standard. But beyond that, Sky Shield is artillery, which is a good time to get a Sky Shield, and then finally having flare. And do we have any troops here? Like grenadiers don't care, medics don't care. It is very much heavy focused, like almost exclusively. So maybe getting those Zukas is going to be a good idea after all, because we are going to be full clearing without flares. So I think that these Zukas back here are going to be instrumental in the early season. I don't know though. We're going to have to wait and find out. I can't do this in the vacuum. Nonetheless, flares, suddenly troop combos getting more fun, and brick. Like, we had to wait this long to heavy rush with brick, so maybe you're not going to go that route. Maybe you're going to get laser rangers and have some fun troops. I really missed them last season. And then I really do hope that it is not heavy choppas again. So we're going to get that Doom Cannon and, sorry, rocket choppas. Last season was all rocket choppas, so I'm a little bit sad to see them this early on. And another thing I'm sad to see is Seekers before shock launchers. That is going to be painful but fun, and so we will keep moving forwards. There is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 engine room deck, and we still have 2 decks. Is this an innuendo? Is this intentional? I don't know. We got a top and a bottom over here. Nonetheless, keeping on going into those shock launchers, and we only have 7 engine rooms this season. This is not one of those extended seasons, but suddenly out comes the extra shock launcher, which is going to help with those Seekers. And most people will probably have shock mines because they want to go get those boom cannons. And so maybe Seekers will have been neutralized, and then finally getting into shock bombs. So we have gone this deep in the season to get shock bombs, and this deep in the season to get flares. You are going to have to go super deep this season. Innuendos are just right there in my face. And there's another innuendo right there for season 69. We're going to skip the heavy choppas. You guys know all about them. Get into those critter launchers. And then troop health there. Ooh, look at that. A heavy choppa. And where did Bombardier? There we go. Bombardiers are up there. So Bombardiers, late season Bombardiers with 2 damage amplifiers and a Bombardier boost node. So Bullet is super, super, super late. Everspark in the middle with Brick, and then Kavan early on. And I don't see the other captain anywhere. Did I overlook him? That, to be honest, is a huge, huge, huge relief. Last season was all about Rudy and Rocket Choppas, and so it's nice to have no Rudy for a season. It's one of those things where it's just gets to be a bit too in your face and more innuendos, fully intentional. That is season 69, though. Scorchers, not going to be all that useful. Mechs, not going to be all that useful, hopefully. If you're using mechs at this point in the season, it's going to be a sad, sad day. That building health, going to be interesting. And as far as push points go, like nothing really jumps out early on. No, I mean, extra mines, that might be useful, but as far as making people fizzle, I don't see any super duper obvious push points here. So maybe it's going to be the Sky Shield, maybe it'll be Shock Mines, maybe it'll be Flare, but it's going to be super interesting to see how this plays out because it looks like a very much straightforward, everyone using heavy or heavy Zuka and just grinding forwards. Last season was a huge grind because of that one mono meta that everyone was using, so I really hope that this one is not like that, but not seeing anything jumping out here. Rocket Choppas might be the first one, and or Seekers or Laser Rangers, but Laser Rangers without are probably going to require you to go back and get Dr. Kevy Kavan, or maybe you're going to max your medics or something. Anyways, that is season 69. Hopefully you guys have had a fantastic Christmas holiday season. This season over the new year is going to be super duper interesting. Wishing you a very happy 2025. And that was a mouthful, my friends. Season 69 sneak peek is in the books. If you enjoyed it at all or were educated or just got a sneak into behind the curtain, please consider throwing code ZMOT in every single Supercell source. And I shall talk to you soon. Thank you for coming in. I'm ZMOT. Like, share, subscribe. As always, throwing comments in the inbox is the important bit. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Peace.